I just think you can see the sort of look in my eye. It was one of those games where you can't catch your breath. I had a headache, and it was just very rarely in my career have I had a game where I'm just like, I do not want to be here. But that was one of those days, and I think that was why I chose that photo. I then got injured, we were bottom of the league, not playing well, everything just got on top of me, and it was like a snowball effect. And I was lucky that a physio, Natalie at Fulham, kind of pulled me and said, look, you're a different person. I've noticed you've just slowly declined. You're kind of less enthusiastic. You look like you're sort of carrying something. Like, if you just ever want to talk, let me know. And at that point I opened up to her and just said, yeah, like, I don't feel great. Things are getting on top of me, and I didn't know I couldn't put my finger on what the feeling was, why I was feeling this way, and it just throws up more questions. So unless you're talking to someone that kind of knows what you're feeling like, it's hard.
That's it! Scott Parker's Fulham are promoted!
To be honest, I can't really remember, it's very strange.
But Joe Bryan's going to take the Fulham free kick.
A lot of the moments in my career like that where it's very hard to remember them.
He'll curl it left-footed into the edge of that penalty area. In it goes, in fact he catches right out and scores brilliantly!
Because there's so much emotion going in.
Joe Bryan has scored for Fulham!
I remember the feeling of just, I've always wished I could see my family's reaction.
Doesn't make much odds.
When I score, especially a goal like that.
That's a neat little 1-2, Bryan again, and that'll win it! Joe Bryan has scored!
That's something that saddens me, that I'll never get to see them react to me scoring and sort of making them proud.
The net.
Great, I scored 2 goals. No one really cares that I scored. I'm much more happy that everyone around me is happy. The team's worked so hard to get to where we got to, and yeah, it's that for me, rather than this kind of, oh, look at me, I scored twice. I think when you've got a job to do like that, it does help block out sort of things like anxiety. I knew going into the game that we just had to win. And I think when you've got that single-minded focus, it's easy to sort of forget about everything else that's going on in your life. Like with anything, like with this interview, with podcasts that I've done and that post, I just thought if it can help one person, one man, one woman, aside from football, aside from everything else, if me coming out and saying, look, I might be earning whatever, driving whatever, wearing whatever, but I still can't get out of bed some days. I still question whether I'm good enough to be where I am. I still question myself. Then if that can help someone talk to someone about the same kind of problems, then I've done part of my duty as a person in a position of a small influence. It's more about kind of developing a culture where it's more understood. Like you're allowed to go to work and have a rubbish day because you feel rubbish. Like, that's absolutely fine. I'm allowed to go to training and be terrible because something happened in my life which wobbled me a little bit. Like, that's absolutely fine. And luckily for me, I've had family, friends, girlfriends that have been there for me and open to me being a bit of an idiot at times because of anxiety and depression. And I'm aware that football doesn't define me as a person. It's my job, I love it, and I'll do everything I can on the pitch to succeed and to help the club that I'm at succeed. But ultimately, I don't define myself by my ability as a football player. There's a whole lot more to my life than that: family, friends, other sort of endeavours and commitments and things like that. And I think if you focus too much on what people think of you as a footballer, it can be dangerous. So that's something that the last sort of 2 years have really, really taught me. Mental health is prevalent in our society, and the more accepting and the more we normalise it, then the better everyone will be for it.